So we're going to get what energy you're in or is around you at the moment. And then we'll get the energy around the person on your mind. And see what's going on. Okay, so hourglass, lost, discarded, reduced, and meteor, extremely fast, fleeting, lost. So maybe at the moment you're in a recent separation. Maybe it's come around really fast, and you're feeling a bit sort of discarded by this person. Maybe you're still kind of spinning a little bit in terms of like how quickly it happened, and you may be even questioning why it happened. I'm getting a sense of confusion. Like, what just happened? Okay, what else? What else? Okay, so adventure, unknown, courage and thrill, time, forgetfulness, scars, accumulation. Okay, so I feel like this is part of the unknown for you. Something's happened really quickly. There's been some sort of feeling of loss. It's left you feeling like you just don't know what is going on. And I feel like it's left you feeling hurt, with a lot of emotions still sitting in you, emotions that you can't get out, because you're still so confused about what's just happened. We've got recalling, memories, retention, return on the back. So because of the speed of it, and because if you're questioning what actually happened, you know, maybe things are going over in your mind, you're replaying things, you're thinking about different memories, and trying to see if anything fits as to what has happened. You know, with return here, potentially you're hoping for a return. But I also just feel that at the moment you're just in shock, a bit of shock. Yeah, there's a definite sense of, wow, what was that? Let's see the energy around the person on your mind. What's the energy around them? Child, potential, love, exploration, expressive, mastery, skill, charisma. Upright, faith, justice, trust. Let's get one more. I'm feeling a very different energy from these cards for your person. Okay, second, immediately, now, hastily, temperature, hot, far away, and gap. Okay. So it has happened really quickly and hastily. I'm getting a feeling that they might not have completely thought things through, that they've acted quite impulsively, almost a little bit naively and childishly. To be honest, I feel like the energy here is more of that kind of, you know, when things might be getting too hard or require a deeper level of vulnerability or trust or commitment, all of a sudden they want out. And so I'm getting this feeling that this is what's happened. They've sort of felt a bit overwhelmed and unprepared for something that requires depth and honesty and vulnerability and commitment. And they've wanted to sort of leave because they feel that they can just have some other sort of fun that doesn't require them to be deep and vulnerable. And that kind of energy and that kind of person will often move from relationship to relationship and person to person within a certain amount of time. You know, once that sort of like fun wears off and things become more serious and require more from them and require them to not only get deeper in the relationship but require them to look at themselves more, that's often when they don't want to deal with it anymore and they'll find the next fun thing. And so it's almost like they've had this moment like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm out. And they've just kind of really quickly disappeared. I don't even know. Maybe they haven't even said anything. Maybe they've ghosted as well, rather than actually communicated anything. They might have just gone without saying anything. Which is not a reflection on you, it's a reflection on them. Okay. Okay. Let's just see tarot for their energy as well. What's around them. And if this is the type of person that this is, even though you still might be in shock, you might in time also just realize, wow, it was probably for the best. So we've got Page of Swords here. So, you know, someone who's looking for something new, on a search of a new quest or new information, new connections. We've got the Three of Cups here as well. So So someone who's looking for a good time, celebrations, parties. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So someone who is not standing in their own inner fulfillment and independence. Someone who is requiring validation and fulfillment from other people. And then when it starts requiring too much from them, they've turned around to find something new. Or to just have those good times. Because it doesn't require any soul searching, it doesn't require any depth. Okay, that's a lot. Let's just get what's up. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles, I don't feel it's somebody searching for something solid and grounded and long-term and putting in the work. I see this with these other ones here as just someone who's looking, again, just looking for something new, looking for a new path. This particular card, this knight, he's riding on his horse. There's the sun behind him. It's like he's just looking for a new light, something to keep him entertained until the next. An Eight of Pentacles. So, Eight of Pentacles, okay, from all this energy, I'm feeling it's someone who's not prepared to put in the work. Or they're putting in a lot of work in avoiding relationships and commitment and internal work. We've got 10 of Swords on the bottom. So I feel like this subconscious energy around them, their actions and their behaviors are clearly linked to unresolved traumas. So things in their life that they're not even putting the dots together about why they behave the way they do and why they go from one thing to the next, why they're always looking for something new or some sort of good times. And if they're not going to look at themselves, they might never realize the trauma that's causing that and then be able to address it. And oftentimes relationships, deep, proper relationships, are the mirrors, and they are the things that help us grow, and they do bring up the things in each other that we need to work on, that we need to address. And in a proper loving relationship, that happens, but in a partnership and a pairing where you want to be there for each other to go through those processes. This person seems to be the type of person that once that mirror is up and they're being triggered and they're being shown their own behaviors or their own areas that they need to work on, that's the time to sort of cut and run for something new. And they might be stuck in this loop for a while. So, hopefully you will, once the shock of it all wears off, you will see them for what that is. And sometimes there's no amount of love and no amount of support that we can give someone to get them to do the work. They need to choose to do it on their own, and if they don't, you can't force it on them, and they'll just be stuck in their own cycles. And that's sometimes one of the hardest things, when you do love someone but you can see that they're not going to step up. We also have to look after ourselves, so it doesn't matter how much you love someone. Potentially this relationship or this thing that you had with them might have been relatively short-lived, because if they are someone that moves quite quickly through things, it might have only been sort of 3 to 6 months. Anything longer than that is when things start to, you can't hide your true self forever. So let's just look at tarot for you in terms of what the universe wants you to focus on, because there's no point this person in this energy, there's no point wasting too much time on them unless they do their work and then are able to communicate that to you. But so what does the universe want you to know? For you to focus on at the moment. Just the universe wants you to know what to focus on. So I've got Knight of Swords here is the first one. So I'm kind of just feeling that is an indication to not dwell on this too much and to move forward. The Knight of Swords moves quite quickly and quite hastily. So I feel like although it's completely natural to take some time to process your emotions and sort of reflect on this and go over it, move on. Don't dwell on it. Move on quite quickly, because this person, it probably isn't worth your time. What else? Okay, so we've got the Ace of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and Eight of Cups. So move on, walk away from this. I don't know if you can see it well, but in this card, she's walking away to, although it's uncertain, the sun is bright behind there. So you walk towards a brighter future. Something that will shine on you, something that will bring you more fulfillment and more joy, even if you're unsure exactly what that might look like. And in terms of love in a relationship, even though it might be you're not sure who that might be or what they might look like, the Ace of Wands, create your new path. This King of Wands, focus on your inner sovereignty, groundedness, your stability, and your own power. Also, I feel it could also mean that's what you deserve, not this kind of energy. You deserve someone who embodies that kind of grounded king energy, that wouldn't ever play like this. What else? What else does the universe want you to know? Let's just see. And Queen of Wands. So focus on yourself. Focus on not only your own self-love, but it's almost got that glow up kind of energy to it. Just put everything back into you rather than wasting time thinking too much about this, because the more you give to yourself, the more you can love yourself, the more alluring and attractive and magnetizing you become, and you will draw in the energy that you deserve and that aligns with you. More of this King of Pentacles energy, and we've got Justice on the bottom. So things will balance themselves out. I also get a feeling of karma from that card in this context, and in that this person will get what they deserve, in that they'll just keep replaying this cycle, or they'll end up with someone who plays them, and you will get that strong foundation, that real depth of love and connection that you deserve, that you want. So focus on you. It might be hard at the moment. You might still be feeling confused and shocked, and that's okay. Go through that. But remember who you are, and that the universe is behind you. And you deserve so much better than that kind of energy.